Ray, welcome to the Leanpub launch video for the Modern Engagement Standard, how senior leaders train teams to show up, speak clearly, and get results on Zoom, Teams, Meet, and every online platform. Thank you very much for taking the time to be on this launch video today. And I was wondering if you could start by just please telling us a little bit about yourself and about what you do and what your book is about and who it's for.
That's the easiest question to start with. I can go almost anywhere. I started out in broadcast television, on camera, and then producing, and was in television for 10 years. Then I moved on to corporate events. And for 20 years, I produced and directed multi-million dollar corporate events. And in that process, I was always dealt with the unlucky product manager who had never spoken in public. He or she was hired right out of school, was a product manager here, build this product, make it go through the system. Yeah. Oh, by the way, in January, you're speaking to 800 of our salespeople in Holland, and you have to give a 20-minute presentation about the product. And these are people who had never had any skills training or were tested. When was the last time anybody went through an interview and said, oh, by the way, if you become amazingly successful,
Right.
will you be able to speak in public?
Mm-hmm.
It's never showed up on anything.
Mm-hmm.
COVID came along, and what we ended up doing is changing the way everybody communicates. Companies gave carte blanche. They gave everybody a Teams or a Zoom license or WebEx or whatever. And they also gave them something called a webcam. This little tiny thing that is hidden someplace on your computer or someplace else in the room. And it is very hard to talk to because it's over there. And I'm talking to it instead of talking to, oh, hi, I can see you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll talk to you. So they never got any training for it. And there were no metrics for it. And so I came out with the book, which is the roadmap for corporate learning and development training people to start a 30-person cohort where I can interview 30 people. I can give them feedback. I can give them the skills assessment for the 5 basic skills. Eye contact. Are we making eye contact? One of the why that's so important, and most people don't get this, everybody that's watching this video or any other video, any YouTube, anything, they're alone. You may think you're talking to 1,000 people, but they're on a cell phone. They're on a tablet. They're in a crowded whatever. And unless you're making eye contact with them, and you're doing this instead of you're looking at a picture of them, you're giving them license to be a passive listener. And so what have they got? They've got all the distractions in the world. They could be at a movie theater. It could be wherever. And unless you're looking at them, you don't have any control of them. You don't have any connection with them. The second is lighting. So many people are just got the overhead light on in their home office, or even in some terrible fluorescent light corporate offices. And it looks terrible. You've seen them all. The next is sound. Obviously, if you can't hear well what the person is saying, you're wasting your time. And so if you're using the laptop sound and it's more than 20 inches from you, you've got to go to an auxiliary microphone. You've got one right there, probably not that expensive, USB mic, and its proximity to you improves our understanding of what you're saying so much better. The next is background. I like your clever but very simple background. I believe in it. In fact, I've just got this background here that is basically it's just a wall. Oh, wrong button. And I've got some color light on it. And I can change it depending on what I'm wearing. But I've got my little token plant.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bookcase. It's not a trophy case. I've got an NFL football player who's a public speaker, an excellent public speaker. but he has to have all his trophies. He has to have his helmets. He has to, it's distracting. So the background's important. The other is gestures. First of all, presence. If you are not in what's called the rule of thirds, if your
Right.
eyes are not there, you're not present, you're diminutive. And right now, I would suggest that you're a little diminutive
Mm-hmm.
compared to if you had your eyes on that line, which is called the rule of thirds. It's an old photo tool. You now have some presence. You can uh, be more personable. You can feel like you're having a genuine conversation. In my case, I have the advantages that I have a teleprompter in front of me. And the teleprompter is a second monitor that has a mirror showing me our conversation. And behind it is a hidden camera. So my camera is right there. Now, people hear teleprompter and I'm going to read words and what have you. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the ability to be able to make eye contact and have real conversation. How many thousands of miles apart are we?
3.
And if we could be across the table from each other.
Yeah.
And so those are skills that are just not being taught. They got the Zoom license, they got the webcam. The other thing is the word webcam. It doesn't make any sense to anybody because it's really just a little bit. Back in the day before COVID, I said, here's a $5,000 Post-it note, put that up there. If somebody said, you were at a party and somebody said, look at the camera, you'd look at the camera immediately. If you're on a cell phone, you're not looking at the camera because the people are down here.
Right.
So you're looking here, the camera's up here. Well, based on parallax, you're not looking at them either. So becoming a slave to this webcam, if you can't do the teleprompter mode, you just have to practice talking to an inanimate object. I don't know if you've done TV interviews in a TV studio, but they have a camera and it's got a lens. And the newscaster's talking to millions of people. He doesn't see the people he's talking to, but he's trained on being personable, being direct, connecting with people. Those are skills that we can learn. So if we get these 5 basic skills, then we can work on the communication, the message, and what have you. So my presentation now has been to corporate clients who say, listen, we don't know how bad our people are. We don't know what the ROI is on all the time that our people, not just in the field, but in the offices. How productive are they? Could they be more productive? So when I came up with this program, the advantage is that the corporate client, which is the book that we're talking about, this is the roadmap to instigate and to, bad word, to formulate the plan to hire us, interview 30 people, record them, play them back, edit them, give them the 5 skills, and do an assessment of each of 30 people. Then put that together because they're supposed to be from random parts of the company. That gives them an idea of what is being delivered across the firm. And in some cases, it's pretty scary. That's the book. That's what I do. My passion has been about it because I've been coaching people for forever, basically. And I love the results from a bank teller that got advanced to a regional manager for a rural bank. Said, hey, come to talk to our corporate offices about the importance of a rural bank. Young kid, 25. He was scared to death. How do I do it? Well, we go through the basics. And he did it on camera. Home run.
Speaking of home
That's
runs,
fun.
this video, sorry, not to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say you've done such a good job, not only explaining, but demonstrating and showing exactly the skills that people are going to learn from the book.
Well, that's what I hope to do. I hope to model the behavior. because it's natural. You've done it so often, you're comfortable with it. But you've been assessed, you've looked at it with a critical eye. Most people, I'm having trouble with some of the L&D, some of the HR people. They don't know they look terrible. Go to any one of the learning development YouTube podcasts where there's 3 or 4 people. They're all talking to pictures of each other.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting you say that. I mean, I've done this a lot, but you already helped me with something that I've been sort of thinking about. Like sometimes I do that, but like, kind of like being closer and being in that spot exactly. That's sort of like kind of coalesced a lot of things in my mind that I kind of got a sense were kind of wrong with what I was doing, but that I'm definitely going to be better at now. My little joke about these book launch videos is that it goes against my nature to have short conversations, but that's the idea here. So if you want to learn more, please check out the book. If you want to buy it for your team, if you want to be better, if you want your team to be better at doing this, I mean, Ray's just giving you just a kind of masterclass in how to demonstrate something, which is specifically what he shows you how to do, which is how to demonstrate things and sort of like be a good presence on video. And the book itself is just as well formed for its genre, for the sort of like medium that it is which is a book. So I highly recommend it to anyone interested in learning more about this and improving your company and your team and your sales and product presentation and all that. The book is The Modern Engagement Standard: How Senior Leaders Train Teams to Show Up, Speak Clearly, and Get Results on Zoom, Teams, Meet, and every online platform. So thank you very much, Ray, for taking the time to do this video today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.